which on Xbox is basically. So, yeah, why am I playing Ark Survival Evolved? That's a very good question. I wish I could answer that one. But I don't know, I'm playing it with my daughter because she loves Ark Survival. But this is the old one. This is the one that runs slightly better than the new one. And well, that's because they've got a load of crunge all over the floor and forests so deep you can't see where you're going. You know, when you put tons and tons of mess onto the floor, tons and tons of vegetation, you expect low frame rates. So we're here today to show off Orthanc, which is now taller than what it used to be. But it does look a bit odd because the middle one, the one down from the top, needs to be stretched up. So it all needs to be stretched up because I wasn't happy with how high it was. I wanted it higher. So guess what? I did it higher. So, but it does look a bit odd. I got to lengthen t'others, Right? So I can fly up top of Orthanc. So I hope you enjoy it today. I'll be on Twitch, which I don't do very much because most of the time the sound comes out terrible. It's a little Xbox problem since they took over Twitch. Well, it's gone down the pan. Apparently on normal Twitch is fine, but for Xbox, well, you just ain't going to get nowhere. I think it's alright on PlayStation, so I don't know what Xbox is doing, apart from nothing. So, it's as best I could do under enormous circumstances, to do an Orthanc with the limited building facilities that we have. But let's go inside. So a lovely view from the top, as you can see there. So let's land my little birdie down here. I just like to plonk it in the middle of nowhere because I am a plonker. Okay, and this is my bird Zeus. I've got all kinds of names for everything. And I know all the... Oh, that's a nice sound. I know we have names for every single one and they're all showing. It's probably making the frame rate drop through the floor. But this is supposed to be able to run at 60 frames a second, isn't it? Oh, don't tell me it's got... Why is it every time I start to do this, it goes all dark? Well, because you don't time it very well. But don't worry, it's flashing around at hyper speed. Look at that. So I'm pointing my finger, but you can't see that because you can't even get a camera on an Xbox. I mean, you can, but by God, if you've got to jump through hoops to put a camera on here, it's a bit same with trying to do a recording. Why is it? We can knock out some good games, so say, but they cannot do anything about recording. Just they don't care about streamers then? They want you to buy a capture card. Of course they probably got an investment in capture cards. But I don't want to sound pessimistic about the whole situation. So right now it's semi-light. I'll put this up. So Orthanc, huge, look at it. I mean, alright, it doesn't look, but from here, I mean, it's enormous. You could just imagine Saruman walking down those steps right now. Saruman! Yeah, you can just imagine it, can't you? Now, it's a little bit bare inside because, as you know, Twitch, unfortunately... Sorry, not Twitch. Don't blame Twitch, right? Don't blame Twitch! Sorry, I apologise to Twitch for that. If anybody comes in, I'll try and keep an eye on it. But, I stopped recording on Twitch mainly because Xbox just can't seem to record the sound properly. So, we'll see how it goes today. So I got a nice torch with me. I made it myself. So this is kind of a blank room. But as you know, building in this, it's pretty tragic. Because, you don't get all those lovely little things you can get. I mean, they got it in Ascended now. So they've finally given way. But, of course, you probably have to pay for it. Which you did. So this is the kitchen. Nice little table and chairs there. Yes, I could have done a second lot, but, don't want to destroy the frame rate even more. So, it's a box where I'll keep my jars. There's the fire over there. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're blind, so they probably notice that. And there's a little table here, so a little kitchen, you know, with kitchen, you know. But as you can see, there's very few kitchen implements here. Implements. Right, so there's the kitchen. What's this, Ray? Oh, I don't think there's a door, is it? Oh, it is a door. Right, it's a door. Oh, it's the library. Now, in here we have. Right, we have. It's called Lord of the Rings, obviously, because you know, this is Orthanc, where Saruman hangs out. Saruman! Stop doing that. The first age. So that's the first age. Alright. That's the second age. That's the third age. And that's the Palantir. Right. That is Dwarven history. That is Elven history. That's the Age of Men. That's the Valar and the Maiar. That is the music of the Ainur, or the creation. Melkor, Morgoth and Sauron. That is the Elven Rings of Power, and the Beasts of Middle-earth, and the family trees of elves, dwarves, and me. Me? That probably means Saruman. And that's about the Simworlds. There, I seem to have broken my torcho. So you know, he's you know, obviously Saruman's been studying all this stuff for years. What do I need for that torch? How do you find out? I don't know. I don't know. Is anybody like me where they actually prefer this one? I haven't got any fibre, have I? Man, I could do with some, you know, because it's really disturbing my equilibrium now. It's a lovely sound when you walk across, isn't it? Cling clang, cling clang, cling clang. Cling clang, cling clang. You got to admit, it's got a certain ambience about the ambience. So let's, where's the doorway again? Right, let's go for the doorway. Oh, I must get some fibre. I'm dehydrated. Oh, there, I'll probably be dead in 1 minute. Right, I should be able to do the torch now. No, we can't do the torch yet. Obviously need more. So this, you know, this is what you call, you know, not too much in the way of ground cover. I know, you know, dinosaur times, you know, would be, you know, but, you know, don't ruin the frame rate. Right, I just so happen to have a bottle. I tell a lie, I haven't got a bottle. By the way, don't we look nice? Look at that. The headgear to please everybody. Look at that. Apparently I'm moaning just because I'm turning. Right, okay, so I'll have to go and get some water before I go any further. Water. You name it, you get it on this channel. So let's up the water, lass. I usually turn that down so that we use that water and food less, because it's irritating. Oh, I think it was flint. Oh, this is... So, I mean, done that stone. I'll tell you what. I don't know about you, but... Don't you think this looks better than Ascended? Come on, be honest. First of all, this looks more like rock. Secondly, look at the detail on it. I know this is a, you know, well, no, it's quite so good to you. But, you know, what do you think about the detail on here? I'm not saying, you know, this is 4K, but... You know, that's not bad detail. You look at the new one and it's just like plain orange stuff. And like, you know, the island is all orange. You know, the scorched earth is orange. Everything's orange. It's like, oh, we haven't got different types of terrain now. It's all one type. And the quality of the new orange stones are pathetic. So I'd argue this is what stone looks like, Royal Card. It doesn't look like the stuff you put down, which is this colour. Alright, so that's just what I'll say that. Just to appease the mounting audience. I'm sort of rushing in the hundreds now because RayRay Awesome's on. Right, so we've done that one. We've done the library. So there's the library. Sit down and read your books all day long for, you know, because it's Saruman's place. Now, I know what you're saying. Why didn't you do that all the way around? Well, it's because, you know, you can walk down to these places. So as you can see, with the limited amounts of furniture, there's not much I can put in here. So what I did was I went round here, perfectly going to slip off. And I put this structure in because it just was something that Saruman might look at. It's supposed to be, it's a very rough representation of a Palantir. And when I say rough, I mean rough. Well, no, it's not actually a Palantir. I totally lied there, so excuse me for lying. What's this? Oh, this is craft room. It's supposed to be my war room, so this is where we do our plans. But can you put weapons on a weapon rack? Can you put shields? Can you put your war arms here? No, you can't, because your arms are attached to your body. Oh no, it's a silly one. All right. So that's one. So we can't, so again, it's limited technology, isn't it? Right, you gotta go very careful up here. Gotta hug the wall, otherwise you could go into the stratosphere. Now that says stairs there. That's for the thick people who don't know what stairs look like. Don't worry, it gets better. So I get, again, empty. Can I be bothered to fill this out? Basically, no, because I'll just be doing the same things in each room, basically. So here's his throne room, of course, Saruman, and let's get some, I don't know about you, but I find this menu easier to use as well. Have you noticed that? They go in, Soke, made, accessibility, made it, they've added little extras for us, but I don't know, but, when you just got to press on a button to transfer it to the other one, I think that's easier than pressing down on the button and then right triggering it over there. That's 2 button presses. So you've gone from 1 button press to 2. I don't know about you, but that seems like the reverse of improvement. I'll put that away. So that's Saruman's throne room. I'd sit on there, but it's far too high for me. But Saruman is huge. He's got massive biceps. So I've got to go up here in third person, which could be a little bit tricky. This makes less strain on. Now this is supposed to be, one of the Palantir. So it's the best I could do for Palantir. As I say, the building things in this is pretty darn sad. So that's the Palantir, okay? Don't look into the Palantir. So, I've got to fill this out. When they do decent furniture, I'll fill it out. Basically, what was in here? Oh yeah, this here. This is Saruman's, private workshop where conjures up all his explosives and plans and poisons and things. Okay, so we've kind of put it in these, and again, you don't have much choice. It's just it's not poisons, but I've got a couple of pots of things. So yeah, very limited again. But we got a table with a couple of those on. Be just the kind of thing Saruman would do. Saruman, shut up. And there's this chemistry set, of course, which his mummy bought years ago. And a few jars for you, as you can see, bare minimum. All right. It's a lovely, satisfying sound, isn't it? That clanking. But I suppose we are wearing. Actually, what if I take off the boots? Will it clang less? Let's try. I do alright. Let's try Well, apparently it makes the same noise even with your feet, because your feet are made of brick. So that's because they couldn't be bothered to do a separate one for the feet, because that would have been extra programming. And seeing as it's already falling apart, that would have been too far. It probably would have broke it. As you know, this is held together by, well, not glue, but sticky plaster, and it can fall apart any minute. That's basically how Ark Survival is built. Build? Is that how it's build? Ray, that's a terrible indictment of your speaking ability. So it's basically just keep going up. There's no railings, because, we can't have railings in this either. But, in the brand new spanking doodly-boo one, which you might have to pay for. You know. Right, but when we get here, look, we got Grima Wormtongue's hut. So I'll get around and decorating it, but you know, when you've only got like 4 options, cupboard, table, you know, a chair, and maybe a fridge, you know, you ain't got much, you know, there's not much you can do with every room apart from repeat the process over and over. So this is Grima's, you know, crappy little room because, you know, Saruman doesn't care about him. And apparently, you know, they don't even know how to program the mirror because that would have killed the frame rate. But, you know, I'm not having a go. Oh, God, what a tremendous game this is. Yeah. Your frame rate shot, but who cares about that? Oh, that's Saruman, by the way, shouting out his orders. Well, I'll translate that for you. Saruman! So I hope you're enjoying that. So it just keeps on going up, basically. There's another room here. Again, I haven't bothered to put fences on. Oh, it's because we go past these. Oh, yeah. So I can do it closed, you know. Yeah, and open. So I thought it was a dinosaur. Well, apparently now I can't shut it. Oh, I can. But, you know, it's in different colours because, you know, likes to paint them with his own. Yeah, it's colour. Yeah, I see. As you can see, I haven't quite got around to painting little bits of it. But that's because I'm stupid. But what a lovely view from here. Hello, little buddy. Sorry, I went over the top there. So look at it. What a lovely view from up here. You know, 1,000 yards up. Look at that, that's the best I could do, you know, I tried doing it, hanging it out, well it is, it's kind of hanging out there, it's kind of hanging out. So I suppose I could have done it one wide and that would have been a bit thicker. But it would have been odd because I've had to do an odd one and change the whole layout all the way from top to bottom. And you know, and I ain't going off my sorry bottom to do that. And here's the lift of course, which you know, is a bit tricky to access this lift from up here. You know, I could go on a creative mode, because otherwise I'll fall to my death. But, you know, I could call it up. You know, if I could reach it, of course. But, you know, hang on, I might be flicking up. Nope. So I can't quite do it. But hey, let's jump off. So, yeah, it's a nice view of the area. What do you think of my Orthanc? Sorry, I'll stop every now and again because otherwise the frame rate goes all over the place and it goes, you know, each time I turn it goes blotchy. But that's because, you know, on Xbox, it's just very sad on Xbox. So, you know, it's a sheer drop down there. Look at that's how high we are, isn't that? It probably needs to be twice as high, this thing. So, I don't know if I'm allowed to go. I mean, it's impressive, isn't it? Look at that. Got some you know, lovely little windows. If you wonder what these things are on the side, I don't know. They're supposed to be little bits sticking out the side, and the only thing I can get because of the limited building materials in this. Apparently I don't even enter the water and it makes a funny noise. But I got rid of some of them because there's wires all over the place. But you know, if you want to go, yeah, you know, like this, thank God they got rid of the wires in this. So, you know, we can go up the lift. So let's go up the lift. I was unpowered. Alright, I'll turn on the power then. Oh God, it's like a motorbike starting up. Alright, look at that. Wait for the windows to go. I'll get closer and then it will go. I mean, what do you think? I mean, Orthanc, you know, this is pretty incredible. I mean, I haven't seen anybody else done Orthanc. I've seen it in Conan, Orthanc, because they got more things to build in that. You know, that's because they got their head screwed on. Although it's a crappy game. Although, I played it a lot. Now I just haven't remembered to put something on the top of this. You know, to stick it out so I can reach this platform. But that's because I think this gets in the way of it. But I should have done something so I could call it up when I was up. If you get my drift. So I don't know if the sound is still good, but if it is, it'd be a bloody miracle. Can I get up there? I can. Right, so what I'll have to do is I'll do a little peekaboo on the corner there so that I can get on it. Without, you know. And I haven't got it on me. Can I do a floor? I mean, I'll just do a wooden floor. And I don't know about you, but I find going through these menus on here much better. Actually, I can do a Tek one. Although you got, you know, it's got a complicated process because that was shoehorned in. We got to go to structures, then Tek, then a floor. It's difficult. Why do they pick such terrible, what's the word, Ray? I don't know. It's such terrible, you know, schemes. Why did they give us 20? So, you know, I wouldn't normally do this, but seeing as it's my anniversary, it's not my anniversary, I just said that as a joke. And then the rest of it I'll just throw away. Because, you know, I don't want to cheat. Oh, I know I cheated on that particular bit. So I'll go back to disable that, okay? So this is just to make this, you know, an easy process of going up and down. Okay, see, look at that. I mean, it's fantastic. I know Orthanc never had a lift, but if it had a lift, this is what it would look like. It cut all these trees down, by the way. Burn them all! Burn them all down! Yeah, that's Saruman. He just popped in to say hello. Bye, Saruman. Wow, he couldn't even bother to say goodbye, but I don't blame him. He's incredibly ignorant. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? I mean, look at this shuffle. Wow. You got it, Thriller! Thriller! Do 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 do! Thriller! I mean, come on. That's one of my best, isn't it? Come on, watch the show. Come on. Come on, get in there. Come on, you twitchers. Get in here. Get in here and watch this RayRay. I'll turn it off now. Wow, that's about 100 yes, 100 miles too loud. I got the game volume downturned a half. Downturned? I got it downturned. Sorry, turned down to halfway. So there's Orthanc. My beautiful construction. Oh, by the way, I forgot something. There's a little side door here. Which, as you know, it's built on the side. That's why they call them side doors. So, yeah, this is our, like, little storeroom here. And it basically consists of pots, fish things, a bench, and barrels. And, you know, literally, that's it. Storage-wise, you know, that's all we have. I should have bought boxing. Actually, that's not a bad idea, Ray. So it's like, yeah, it's like harder on the new one because it's like you press the double and it's like, you know, this look, it's pretty snappy. Look, pretty snappy, right? New one, oh, you wouldn't believe how slow it is. So why they went to those extremes to give us all a lovely looking game, which is worse than the first one, I don't know. What am I coming here for? Oh, storage, yeah. So, you know, yeah, I could put something in like that. But, I haven't got any stuff, so... Alright, see, I'm building this in creative mode because, to be honest, you know what it's like for crafting in this game. It is breeding annoying, isn't it? An ammo box? I didn't even know we had an ammo box. I don't know, we'll put that in there. And that's for the seed. That's for the... What is this? Wow, I didn't even know we had a delivery crate. I must try that one out. So apparently I've got 20 of each. Don't worry, I'll throw it all away. So building this, you've got to really. Yeah, I'll tell you one other thing I noticed in Ascended. This thing, look, I could put it wherever I like. I could turn the snap on if I want. But look, I can smoothly rotate this into any, same to you, mate, any position. Look, isn't that nice? Can't do that in the new one. Even if you turn the snap off. Sorry, I didn't mean to say snap off. It still won't. Yeah. So I don't know. So-called make it easier for us. I don't know. I call this a lot better because it tells I can see what it goes through. I find this actually easier to go on here. Because the new controls, if you go into here and then you press on that to transfer it to somewhere else, and then you got to do right trigger on it, half the time it does two things. So it's not even built to, is it? But I don't want to complain about Ark. I mean, it's the best game I've ever seen in my life. Well, apparently this has to have a lift-off clearance. Okay, well we've denied that experience. Okay, so this is like the rear door in secret door. And I'll prove that now by showing you. Deliveries only. I should have called it the secret door. And there we go. And I couldn't borrow a colour of that. So there you are. That's I thought I'd do an update of this. Of just Orthanc. But I mean, the base is pretty knockout, isn't it? I mean, put it this way, every time I try and walk through there, I get knocked out. Dukes just come flying, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're wondering why I only got wood, it's because why bother about collecting a million lots of metal to upgrade it when these creatures here can destroy anything that comes within a mile of this place, and so I don't have to do any better than wood. So I'm a minimalist. I don't overdo what I need to do. Stone, in fact, would probably be the best. That's only the attempt I would do. Look at that. Again, minimal furnishings. So I've got a portable fridge. Alright, it's not got stuff in it. Mortar and pestle, fire, bench, forge. So and I could get on my bird with my special apparatus. Right, here's my app. So the only way to get on it, of course, is to do that. Look down. It takes a while to get it into the correct orientation, of course. So usually I've got to drop on it, alright, and then ride. And then I could take off with this house. I can't put the flap up because we haven't got flaps, but you need flaps really to take off, don't you? And I can go off with my portable house, which I've allowed it to build higher than the normal 1.5 walls. And I can do it in first person as well for the, but obviously with a wall behind me, makes it a little bit difficult to watch. So there's Orthanc. So I thought I'd give you a lovely view of Orthanc. Look at that. Different colour window, that's because they're special areas, you see. But yeah, that third or fourth layer there, I'll make that higher. I'll try and redress the balance because I feel like it's not balanced at the moment. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that nice? What a lovely view you're getting of Orthanc. And as I say, I will improve on it and show you the new improved one when I can be bothered to get past the bugs in the game, and it allows me to do anything. But don't you go worrying about that. I know I'm not. So getting down here onto the landing pad, it was a tricky affair, but we did manage it. But you can't reverse, isn't it? So when I jump now, look, I actually land by the door. You see? Look at that, inside the door. I mean, what a beautiful synchronization that was. You don't move. So, and then we just go down here, but I've got my bird. So why would I do that? There you are. So there's my base. You know, frame rate, you know, it's probably about 20 frames a second. And the more you look around, you know, the more up and down the frame rate goes. But hey, it's Ark. It's not built by people who know what they're doing. It's people, you know, wildcard. You know, they just drag people off the street to do this, and then taught them, you know, give them like one lesson on how to program. And remarkably, they built this game. Sorry, that could be a slight exaggeration. And if wildcard were upset about that, well, who cares? Because I think we all agree they're all a bunch of loonies. Oh, look at that. Orthanc. Yeah, don't worry, I'll sort that out. So there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's my base. Sad though it is. Beautiful bird. Me and Jess, is my daughter, we love to get lovely colours. And Jess hates these. I love them because they're so noddy. I love noddy things. The way he headbutts you is almost criminal. Isn't it lovely? Now in here I have a lot of stuff. Not like some, you know, I was trying to get all the animals because Jess had a load of animals, and you know, I got jealous. You know, let's get in the first person now. And so it is, yeah, this is my lovely little greenhouse there with two doors, well, 3 doors in fact, one down the bottom, one here. That's for total access. But you know, I've beaten all the bosses bar the overseer at the end. I'd love to do that one day, but the trouble is, by the time you get all the way through that molten mountain, half of your creatures fall down the side, or maybe 2/3. We were actually doing really well. We killed the first incarnation, yeah, the alpha spider thing. We killed the second, all 3 of those. We killed the you know, the next one, and we were on the last one, and then I died because I froze. Because it's very cold there, and I didn't have anything to help me with that. So I learnt my lesson, but we could well have done it because our creatures do ridiculous amounts of damage. I'll just show you. I found a superb way to beat all the bosses. And if you want to see me beating the bosses, have a look at my Xbox One X and Series X play, and you will see us taking on all the bosses. Me and Jess. I've got what I come out here for now. And the first one took about less than 10 seconds. Okay, that was on the very first, the brood spider. Okay, the next one took I don't know, about 15 seconds. Oh yeah, we're going to show you how massively high powered they are. Although I think it's in the ones I got hidden. And then the third one, you know, third spider, you know, it's probably 30 seconds, 40 seconds. But if you look in here and look at my stats, I got a beautiful technique for how to kill things really fast. I get them to about 50,000 on health, what, 30,000 or more, right? So, and we'll be using T-Rexes because they do the biggest bite. Alright, so I get them to, you know, a good high level. Where's the health on that? Right, 8,000. Is that right? 83,000. So 83. So you know, well on top. But even the lowest one, you know, is it's 20,000. I mean, the lowest one is like 33. So these are in 30. But I find if you got them all on 30, right, 30,000 health, all right, but you slam everything else into melee. Okay, which is there. So 4,000 there. That's not quite a good one. But what I do is I like to get into the 8,000 mark. When you get into those kind of figures, and you know it's 109. That's it. 10,000. When you get into those kind of figures, where we destroyed the spider and the monkey one. All right, I can't remember what it's called, and. The monkey one took a bit longer because obviously, you know, I got to run around aggravating him. But when he come to where our creatures were, he probably lasted about 30 to 40 seconds for all 3. All right. So I put insane numbers on their melee damage, and they kill things so fast it doesn't matter about our health, about the animal's health. And they probably lost about half because none of them died. They probably lost a. On the last one, the dragon, obviously it took a bit longer because it keeps taking off, so you know it took a while. So it took a few minutes to do that one, but we killed all 3 of those. Okay, quite comfortably. Just to avoid falling into the pit and off the edge of the cliff. And I think we lost a couple on that one. And then we did the overseer, and then I died, and you know, and although we could have killed it, because we took about, I think we took about 3 or 4 each, or 5 each. Okay, so we only had 10, but because of their insane levels, they were to destroy everything that come in their path. So I put everything into melee damage, and you can destroy everything so fast, almost before you can blink. Jess has got a lovely snow owl. So these are named after Greek gods, apart from Orchid. That's Jess's. We have Apollo. My other main bird is Zeus. This is Aphrodite. We did have another one, but unfortunately he died due to some tragic mistake. These I unclaimed about 5 years ago, and there's still, you know, still another 6 years to go apparently. So I'm trying to get rid of these, except the, you know, the double-seated one, of course. But you know, unclaim. I wish you could just unclaim, not just unclaim, but just get rid of them. Why don't you just give us a delete button? Because I don't want them there. A waste of my trousers. I may have said trousers there. Okay, so this is, you know, it's not the best base. You know, it's just a bit of, you know, most people have a load of metal. I'm a total. I'm a minimalist. I do just what is required. And you know, nothing gets through this base. So there's the spiders. The monkeys somewhere. Unless I didn't bother to put them out, but they're all in here. So there's some trophies in here. Oh no, this isn't the one with trophies, is it? Yeah, there's a few trophies. Yeah, I got a lot of trophies because I've killed a lot of things. So you know, got a few of them. So there's the 3 monkey ones. There's the 3 dragon ones. There's the 3 spider ones, and we've done it a couple of times. On a couple of these, I did bother to go in because some of them are absolutely ridiculous. Because half the time, when you die in some of these caves, and they're almost impossible to get through sometimes, unless you watch a video, half the time you fall through the ground and you can't recover your body unless you use a cheat to go through the world to find it. That's because they don't know where the ground is in they don't know how to program the ground. Oh yeah, these. So yeah, so although we've lost some of these, in fact one time we lost a whole lot because I died, so we lost everything that was in there and their saddles, but I'd already had another lot in reserve. So any, you know, to take the, yeah, to do that, you know. Got silly names for them, by the way. Smaug, though that's not silly. Greg, Carl. That's just, I don't know, I think all these are just Rexes. Oh, that's Trexa. That's Sven from Skyrim. That's Rexy. That's Camilla Valerius from Skyrim. That's Mert. That is Zelda Reborn. That's because Link and Zelda were in that battle against the Overseer where I died, and they both died. So this is Zelda and Link reborn, but Link is one of the highest ones on there, which I think is Deirdre Arquette. Christy, who else? Christy, I don't know. Old girlfriend, that was it, old girlfriend. So, some funny names in here. And plus we got a few other these things, you know. So we got loads of them in reserve, plus a million eggs. So that's my base, you know, it's minimal, I just do enough for what we need and just plonk it in. You know, I don't really care about expanding bases because I'm growing tired of. I'm growing tired of the games where there is a lot of grind in it. This game has a lot of grind. I mean, come on. In Conan, if you want to build a floor, it costs you, I don't know, 10 or 20 stone. Okay, in this is like 80. So it's a technique to slow down your progression so that it can't progress fast. To make a game which is 20 hours long into 80 or 100 hours long, and I am getting tired of this slow progression stuff now. So I sometimes tweak it up because it's just too much. Oh, that's the chimney, by the way. And if you're wondering where this is, that's where it is. Why they have an obsession with a massive thing like that, I don't know. So there you are, that's my base. I've probably gone far too long. As you say, I'm a minimalist. A wooden floor, wooden spikes is absolutely fine because by the time they got anywhere near destroying that, all my creatures would have eaten it. So I don't worry. It's a pathetic jump, isn't it? I'm just going to come down here and show you this. Minimalist as usual. I won't show you what's on it because you'll probably rob me blind. Yeah, it takes a while to even draw in at the start. Haven't we really improved? We did have an Olympics, and we set out a load of courses all along the island here. Well, not the island. All along here, we had little, boat things. We had, obstacles to jump over, all kinds of stuff. By the way, that thing there has been in that water for about 3 years. Right, I've unclaimed it, and it's still, it's still going to take another 3 years. So if I was to claim it, and you try driving this baby, well, you won't be able to. So the only way to flip it is to go like that, right? This is how useless this car is, because they don't know how to program a car. Which makes sense, because since they don't know how to program it. So the only way to get it to the shore is to flip it. How to be able to flip it, I'll never know. Because it's just a horrific mess. Who decided to put a car in the game which you can't control? So I just threw it in the water, and I just want to unclaim it, to be honest, because it's pathetic. Well, I'll just leave it there. Let's shut down the servers before that runs out. So, that's Jess's dummy. She put a little dummy there. Now, by the way, Jess has been secretly behind my back leaving messages, little faces, little drawings, hidden all over the place, and I haven't even found half of them yet. I'll just show you a couple. Sorry, I'm just hanging out a little bit. But yeah, Jess likes to do these little things. She's a lovely daughter, but she likes her fun, like we all do. So probably everywhere I go, she's got a little message saying, do a stupid face or whatever. Let me see if I can find it. But she leaves little messages somewhere. She did about 20, I think. I barely found any. That's one. That's what she just did a picture of one of the creatures. In fact, you can take a picture, like a snapshot, screenshot, and then you can put it on the picture. I didn't know that, but I'm sick. So somewhere along here, it's got a little message. There's one. Right. Let's have a look at this one. I'll probably slide off because it's incredibly slippery. I don't know in the game, but so this is why it's very difficult to get to this, because you can't get to it because of the very slippery, dare I say, punishingly difficult signs. So she's got signs all over the place. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And they could be anywhere. Oh, by the way, this is our boat. Oh yeah, look, and that Hag's HMS Trash. So that's another one of Jess's. Yeah, thanks, Jess. You keep leaving those little messages. I love the way we can duck and go in there. Quack, quack. So she's probably got another one somewhere. You know, I could look for, you know, I've been looking for years to find them. I've only found about 5. So if anybody notices something, but this is my attempt to do a boat. I ran out of room for the boat at the end. But yeah, she's probably got them in Orthanc as well, knowing Jess. But yeah, we had a slalom race as well, you know, with the boats, and overall I won the Olympics. Because you know, I'm an Olympic fuelist. There you go. It's supposed to be all about Orthanc. Now it's been about me and my daughter. Right, okay, so there you go. Yes, it could be a lot more impressive, but you know, it's not bad. I mean, that's the best I could do. You know, considering I don't like building much. Yeah, maybe I should do it smaller. I don't know. So I'll see you all next time. And from Orthanc and RayRay, which, you know, and I don't know about you, but I find this easier to manage. Because the new one, you know, I can see the stuff on there. Like it says Taming Order 1, Taming Order 2. You know, you can see all the stuff on there. Okay? You know. And, you know, if I go up to my creature, you know, like that. Sorry, like that. Alright. You know, alright, this was annoying. But, you know, it's got writing on it. Whereas the other things they've got now are emotes. So you've got to, like, learn, like, 50 emotes to actually be able to understand it. Oh, I don't know about you, but I prefer the letters. So, I don't know, they've made some strange decisions which they think is an improvement, and it isn't. So, bye everybody, from Orthanc and from RayRay. Thank you very much for watching. And guess what? I'll see you later. Let's just hope this comes out. Very much doubt it, very much doubt it. I'll do the orbit cameras and we'll see how handsome. Yeah, look at that. Is that the most beautiful, handsome? How do you go back in? Always baffling me how to do that. No, it's not that. Oh right, okay. There you are. What a sad-looking face that is. Look at those beautiful eyes, wide open, just like Starfield, really. They should have done Starfield. Probably could have done a better job. I'd love to look through her head. So I'll see you all next time, and from a very sweaty, what is our name? Very sweaty Anne. Goodbye, and I'll see you later. Bye for now, and see ya. Ta-da. I don't know, bother. I mean, is there any point? Right, okay. Stop it, Ray.